Clerk, any petitions? Notices? Honourable members, we will have 45 minutes question time. Before I open the floor for a question time, let me, from the chair, like to inform all members that we only have 45 minutes in asking questions. So any of you that are given privilege to ask question, please, if you have a background to your question, you make the background of the question be short so that you get to the point. And at the same time, the ministers that are responding to the questions, make your statement short so that we have enough time for much members to ask questions. Now, question time. The Honourable Member for Chuave.
The people of Chuave, my question without notice goes to the Honourable Prime Minister. Deputy Speaker, recently I've called for the Prime Minister to publicly publish the expenditure reports on how the historic 28 billion Kina 2025 budget has been disbursed. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, every time we come into Parliament, the Prime Minister proudly states that the Marapa government is an equitable government in giving DSIP and PSIP to all districts and provinces fairly. Now, all honourable members, through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, must be aware that DSIP and PSIP appropriation for 2025 only takes up 5.2% of the total 28 billion Kina budget. 1.6 billion under the Connect PNG Act 2021 comprises 1.6 billion Kina of the 2025 historic budget. Now, for Chuave, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we haven't received full DSIP appropriation. We haven't received any funding under Connect PNG. Now, from my calculations, if we're talking about equity, which is fairness and respect for all districts and provinces throughout the country, each district should have received at least 15 million Kina in road funding, Mr. Deputy Speaker. So my question to the Honourable Prime Minister is, when is he going to publish the expenditure reports to clearly demonstrate to the people of Papua New Guinea, through their elected representatives on the floor of Parliament, how much the districts received from the full 28 billion Kina 2025 historic budget, Mr. Speaker? I want the exact date of when these reports will be made public. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Thank you, Member of Chuave, for asking this important question. Firstly, long budget, me like talk less clear, and it's a good question for those who want to understand government disbursements. The last few years, in fact, almost all yearly the disbursements of government budgets, start long Treasury website business. Suppose you find out how you be using public funds, law 2024, 23, all the way back to, I think, 2010. Every year, there's a final budget outcome website in Treasury for the public and anyone who wants to know how government did spend. You can access that website. I think it's called www.treasury.gov.pg. and you ask final budget outcome, you can be able to pick out exactly the scale of government spent and as far as delivery on every budget year commitment is concerned. But more specifically to his question on 2025 budgets, we are still tracking as we speak. This budget's final outcome report published next year, the country will be able to know exactly where the spend has taken place. I want to also give him full assurance. This year, for instance, Chuave would have received up till now for DSIP 8 million Kina. And if it is behind, we are a fair government. Every district entitled to DSIP. In fact, something we are proposing on this side. For next year, we make relevant constitutional amendments to make sure there's a minimum allocation to all districts and provinces in as far as service funds are concerned, so that it is not up to discretion of the Treasury or the government of the day, but there must be a minimum allocation benchmark for all districts and all provinces in our country. That's something we want to do for next year. But for this year, Chuave district is rest assured. Just like last year, I would have assumed full 10 million DSIP would have been transferred. I lived as finance minister under the previous administration where never did we fully send all DSIP to any district at any one time in the past. But last year, Chuave would have received full 10 million as much as Tari would have received. I stand to be corrected. If I'm wrong, then I'll correct myself. But my records tell me last year 10 million. This year, we are tracking on average at 80% transfer to the services, to the districts and to the province as far as Services Improvement Program Fund is concerned. So if Tari is receiving 8 million around this time of the year and Chuave receiving 8 million around this time of the year, I don't know what is a better description of fairness.
Honourable Member, what's your point of order?
This boils to the crux of my question, Deputy Speaker. I understand that DSIP is only one component of the total 28 billion Kina budget. We have 39 ministers in cabinet. Each have received an appropriation to run government programs, and we have not seen any minister providing budget support to districts for these programs that they're meant to run. Hence why we're asking for a detailed publicly publish the expenditure report so that we can know what companies received funding through the Connect PNG program when districts are receiving 8 million and 10 million, and we've got companies receiving over 50, 100, 200 million Kina in funding. There is no equity in this, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honourable Member, your point of order is in order, but I think the Prime Minister is responding on that, so I'll allow the Prime Minister to conclude on the reply. Prime Minister.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, me clear some member of Chuave very anxious look sim answer. It cares to allow me to complete. Maybe the full answer was still coming out, but sometimes interjections are good, but sometimes it pays to be patient in life and allow the full answers to come out. Patience will get you a long way, not impatience. Mr. Deputy Speaker, me like Togol Sam, Dr. Logan long a full report. Whether it's Connect PNG, by the way, Connect PNG independent audit. If it is not Deloitte, then someone, one of the big audit firms, is now having a full look into the Connect PNG program. There were questions from the other side claiming one company got 700 million Kina. False. 700 million Kina is the entire budget of Connect PNG for 1 year, for goodness sake. And on record, no one company picked up 700 million Kina total from Connect PNG allocations. So sometimes to the listening public, to those who care to listen to lies permeated in the public space, look record good na talk. Record and public, transparent. The opposition, I beg your pardon, the member for Chuave is very much welcome to go into Works Department and ask for the records. It's there for public to see. Say for public to see. Just go into Works Department and Works Minister, receive him as your guest and go through all the list. There's nothing secret in that place. If something is wrong out there, James Marape, is the first person to stand up in defense of wrong that takes place in our country. That's the reason why I left the previous government in 2019. And I want to say, in the name of fairness, national government runs program. Next year, when final budget outcome, this year we are still running. It's tracking to December 31st, 2025. When December 31st, 2025 is complete, this question is maybe more relevant in the first parliament sitting of next year. But for the benefit of the member for Chuave, which is a fair question, he wants to know where the disbursement is taking place. Through this question, I think this is a second sort of question in this same line of thought. I asked the finance minister who's sitting inside, finance secretary, it is only fair that you get the full publication out for the country to know where the disbursements are happening in sector by sector, department by department, and district and provinces. And only when it comes out to the people of Chuave, every district is receiving 10 million as we received last year and previous year. For this year, again, under DSIP label, every district is receiving similar amount of money. To the people of Chuave, Tari has received this year 8 million so far. My own district, Chuave district, has received this year 8 million so far. And so Tari hold me to account, Chuave hold your member to account for the work we're doing. I want to say to other roads, to the people of Chuave, Faniufa, Siana LLG, my good governor and my good member, Mibla no forgetting Mibla. We're going to have kiss him 5 million or 10 million or legally work. 3 years ago, we started the Faniufa, Ungai, Faniufa, Siana Road. Come to Elimbari, Nabakamadlo, Chuave as an alternate bypass. There has been program also in the ADB to address this important bypass. Should anything happen at Daulo, that bypass should allow travel from Isnaris into Chuave into Upper Highland. So just because you're the opposite side doesn't mean I don't love Chuave people. They're my people as much as they are your people. I'm the Prime Minister as much as you are the member. So to the best of whatever fund is available, we will try to make sure people of Siane and that part of our country also does get saved. So, but remember, you have a right to ask these questions and ask with the context of national progress and not national sabotage.